Hey everyone, so I figured since we got the tractor and the tank standing here on this nice sloppy, wet, muddy Alberta day, feels like spring and feels like winter at the same time. Everything's muddy, but figured I'd do a bit of a video or a walkthrough of this whole entire setup. First of all, we got the tractor with the tank here, Fendt 1046. So we'll start right from the front of the tractor. It's PTO driven pump. Here you got your mechanism for steering the tank. If you've seen in previous videos, the front two axles and the back two axles, they steer. So you basically put these guys right snug up against the hitch, and that twists with the tractor, or it turns as it pivots here, which in return it pushes this rod in and out into this manifold here, and inside there's 4 cables, one for each axle, and it pushes those cables in and out, which in turn steers the axle. Now it does require continuous hydraulic flow and pressure to do that. So here you got all your solenoid control valves. You got the monitor, or not a monitor, just control switches up in the cab. So everything is controlled from in the cab. You can turn the steering on and off, and you have a brake line, pretty much a brake line, electrical line, and your continuous hydraulic flow. That's all you need. You've got the brake pressure gauge up there, and then you have a gauge over there, which is your fill gauge, how full you are. You've got a drain valve down here if you need to drain the tank quickly, or just if you want to drain it at the end of the day. You got a manual drain as well. Pump pumps it up over the top. You got 5 grease zerks on each side of the front 2 axles and the back 2 axles. Can't remember exactly, but I think we counted. I think there was about 80 grease zerks on this unit, so should have maybe gone with the auto greaser, but which we can still probably do that if we really want to. But anyway, pumps it over the top all the way to the back. Your tires are big 850s by 50 R30s, and your steering mechanism is all under here. So it's got hydraulic cylinders that steer the axles. Pretty simple setup, not too complicated. And so center axle is stationary, so it does not pivot or move. So each axle has independent suspension. If you look here, you've got these rams all the way. Each axle has those. Front axle is actually a lift axle, so when we're unloading or loading, just to get all the manure to the front, to the pump, you lift the front axle and it actually dips the wagon down forward, so everything flows to the front so the pump can grab it. So yeah, each axle's got a cylinder, got nice big fenders, got these little amber lights on here. Makes it look really nice actually when they're on. And here's your big toolbar. It's folded down right now. When you are in the field, it puts about 1,000 pounds of pressure of downforce for the injection discs. So pretty simple setup as well. You just got a cutter disc. It just cuts into the ground. You've got your hoses that come, you shoot the manure into the cut. And then you've got the 2 discs behind it. They just ride and cover it up. You got 12 of these units. And up here we have another gauge for when you're filling. You can just see it from the back. And so the pump pumps it over the top. It comes down into this distributor. This distributor it sends it to all of these hoses down to each unit. So each unit gets fed evenly, and then if there would ever be a plug or an overflow, there's those clear hoses. They come up over the top of the filling area. So if there's ever a plug, you'll see one of those hoses shooting out forward on top of the tank, and that will tell you you have a plugged line. So these units do fold up, 3 of them on each side, and same with these 3 on this side, and you have 6 in the back that are just solid. So you got 2 big lift cylinders and 2 folding cylinders. And then here you got some amber lights or flashing strobe lights. I did make these little fenders for these strobe lights because anytime you fill, if you just overfill a little bit, it comes running down the tank and right over the strobe lights, and they were covered basically with the first load. So I did modify that a little bit just to make that a little bit better. Or I basically just put fenders on, not modified it. But anyway, so same here, 5 axles total, so 10 wheels. And then yeah, so from this side you can see a little better. But anyway, there's the rod. It pushes in and out to those 4 cables, and they steer your axles. 1 cable goes to each axle. And then we'll go to the top of the tank, and I'll show you the loading stand, or not the loading stand, the loading funnel, whatever you want to call it. So here we have a breather, just when you're unloading, so air can get into the tank. Another breather and another breather. You got a load light there when you're loading, and here's your lid. You got a little bit of a dam here, so when you're filling and it's overflowing, that it actually flows towards the back a little bit so it doesn't go over the whole tank. And here's the tank inside. There you go, it's right empty right now. But anyway, this lid slides in and out, so open it wide up if you want to fill. After you fill, you close it up and you're good to go. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about how the tank works. That's as simple as it gets. Beautiful weather today. A little bit chilly, but the snow is melting. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and stay tuned for when we haul with this unit for more videos.